Hi, welcome back to a new tutorial in Blender to build a motobike, this time a complete series from start to end. I will today start with the mirror here, and that is our object that we build. So we start. We add mesh cube, scale down, bring it to position, edit modes, select with circle, C for circle, grabbing, positioning, circle selection, get there. Be sure that you have this background with you. Then we give them here add modifier subdivision surface at level 2. So we need a smooth to, so we go in the object node, smooth. Okay, so now we try to build that thing here. So circle selection, get this both things here, extrude and bring it to the middle of the roundness. Here is the one for this part, and with C grabbing, that is the other part. Then we mark both, extrude, bring them out, get with circle the single ones and bring it to the end of the roundness. So we can control that by these values. Then we take this one, extrude, bring it in the middle of the roundness, and then extrude again to the end of the roundness, and then again take both and extrude it to the next. Then last time. So that should be our basic shape that we have there, and you see it not really lines up with this roundness there, so we have to tweak a little. So we get each one single and place them there where we think that should be. And so we can tweak that perfectly, line up with the reference. And you may ask why we don't use here Bezier curve or something else to get these shapes of the object. We can't do that here because we need good topology to bring them in the deep, and that you can't handle with some modeled with the curves. That isn't possible because curves has no good topology at all. And later, that is the mirror, and as I told you, it is this 3D that we need to build this format, and because of that we can't use for that curves. So now we need the type here and get them to this place there. That means we disable background selection and get here this back part of our mirror. But before we make a Shift D, secure copy, and then we scale that down. So we have that effect, and then we must go to one of the sides. So in this case we go here to that side, that it is here. That is the form that we want to, but you see it isn't that shape that we want to have. So because of that we have to sharpen up that here. So Control R to make a loop in, and then we can control here better how hard it should be, and we want to have it a little bit bigger so that we had a better effect there. So we scale that a little and bring that more to the original position, so we have more this normal look that we need for it. And we sharpen up again at the front. Control R, make a loop. Yeah, that's nearly what we need. The only thing we have to do now is cut out here a plane where we put some other onto. So this is our plane here, and it should be a little bit rotated to the inside. So that means we select them, look from top, and rotate set to the inside. Oh, we haven't got all here, so we mark it again with background selection and rotate set. That is more the point that we want. Such like that. And this part don't to be smoothed, so we can go here to flatten. Oh, we go back to smooth, sorry. I mean here it shouldn't be subdivided. So to sharpen up that we need here loop. Control R, make another loop in and bring it near to the other, and so that sharpens up here, that we have this effect from this plane there. Good. Think we got that, but I think it is on the wrong side. Must be down here. Wow. Okay. So we take this whole thing and put it to the other side. So we bring it there and rotate set to the other direction and bring it more there, and then we have it on this side. That is the right side for that. Yeah, correctly. Good. File, save as, motobike 3 I call it. Save as. Okay. Then you see we have here a round thing on this plane. So we build that singular. Add mesh cylinder. With 32 that's too much, so we take 24. We scale down. We rotate X 90 degrees. And go to our view. We scale it in Y. and we see it's at the down part a little bit bigger than at the top. So we get this back loop and scale them a little up. Then we need here this round look there. So we get here disable background selection, get here the face in front, and extrude scale, bring it to this place here, then extrude and grab it to the Y. Then you see that it's rounded, so we need to round up this 2. So make here middle loop in, then we get here another loop on the top as the range for the bevel. The same, Control R, make a loop and bring it in there. And now we can select this loop, Control B, move the mouse, roll the middle mouse button, and then the same with the inner circle there, Control B, move the mouse, roll the middle mouse button. And then we have with smooth this round look, and if it isn't enough, you can take here the middle loop and with proportional connected and the grab Y, you can handle how strong should be this effect. By rolling the mouse you can control that too, so that you have the effect that you want. In this case that should be enough. We can get there a subdivision surface on it too, so that rounds up better. Then Control R, we need a loop to the back to sharpen up it, and another loop to control the shadows in there. So we have done that. That comes to the back part of that mirror there. So we grab it and bring it there for the moment. Scale down. Okay. Then we see the next part is here, ball, the sphere. So add mesh UV sphere, all 32, a little bit much. We take 24 and we scale that to size that we want and give them a smooth. That was that. Grab and bring it to position, scale it down a little. Good. Next part is this here. That looks a little bit wired for me. But we tried. So this should be the start point. Well, how it works like I see it in my brain. So add mesh cube, scale down, then bring it here in front. Then we extrude this side here. So edit mode, disable proportional, get the face selection, and here extrude and bring it to a higher position, such like that. And then we extrude again and bring it here to this scale. And then we have that. And when we now take here modifier subdivision surface on it, then we get here a smooth on it, and then we can take here extrude scale and extrude it downward. Then we have this effect there, but it isn't completed, so we get here background selection with that and give here an Control R loop in to sharpen up that, and the same on the top part, and we need it on all sides then too, so we have to do a lot there. but for the start we need only here one, so we can extrude that face here, extrude, bring it down, extrude again to sharpen up that. Now we have that handle there. Then we can make it scale a little so that we have more this effect there. Then we should make here a cut in, so Control R, make a cut to this point there and scale them a little so we have more this overgoing effect there. Then we see it is a little bit down too, so that means when we get here this whole side and bring them a little down, and we have more that effect there. Here, all in all, that is too small, so we scale them up. Yeah, that looks better. And this one is too high up there, so we need to lower them and bring them more down. Must look exactly that we only take this here and bring them down to. That's better, but not perfect. So we get here a little bit deeper, and all in all with that deeper, and then we come near to a realistic look there. Okay, and it should be here much bigger, so we get here Control R, make a loop in and scale that down, and then Control R to get there, sharpen up, and then we take this loop and scale them too, and so we get more and more this effect. We get here a little bit more down, with that a little up, and then we have reached nearly this effect. Can be a little bit rounder, so we can take this here and bring it more down. Yes, that looks good for me. All in all, that can be a little bit bigger, so we get this whole stuff there and scale that simply up, and then get this here back to a small one. That's good. Look from top, looks good too. Good, we have done that. We place it to the other stuff there, grabbing, scale down, grabbing, positioning, done. We bring that all to the right position later. That is only for start. Save. Good. We have to do this one here. So we add mesh cube, scale set, then look from the side, scale Y, so, and it should have 3 parts, that is this down part, and an upper part. So we need to give them here Control R, make 2 loops, and this comes the hill in our extrude and bring it up. That is the basic structure, and the rest makes modifier. So add mesh, add subdivision surface on it, level 2, give them a smooth. Then this should be smaller than the middle part. That means we take with background selection, grid selection, we get this and scale set, and so we can handle how round that should look. And you see it should be more round, so scale X, and we get this. And here we have the same effect like before. It should be in whole in there. So we get here face selection, disable background selection. We get here a charbon, so we can look from top, and Control R to make a loop in, to sharpen up the back part and sharpen up that part. Must look, that shouldn't be sharp, that is okay. So yeah, then we take here the middle part and scale them down. That gives this smaller effect there. Then we take these both faces there and go here to individual origins, extrude scale. Then we can handle them with 2 axes. Each one has its own axis. Extrude and bring them on the Y. Then we have this hole in there. Then we take here with background selection that we can sharpen up that hole. Also Control R, we make their loop in, and so we can put the whole sharpness to that point. And the same we do with the other hole. Control R, make their loop, and Control R, make their loop. When we go back, that isn't the way. So Control R to make this loop. Good. And that should be a little bit more like a hill that goes straight up with this hole. So we have to bring the hole more up, and that means we take the hole and the other part there and simply bring them up. So we got this effect that we have there. The same we do with the other side. We take this both, that one, and this. And that we simply bring to the Y, and then we have that effect that we want. Top view, we can look at it straight, or you make that with both. So I go here back to median point. So we have done that. Now we sharpen up here the face. Control R and bring that more up. So that is the look that we want to have. And we have to make here a little bit rounder. So that means that here should be scale in the set, so that we have here quarter, and here the same. Take that here, scale set to bring it to a whole shape. Good. All in all, that here is too heavy. So with circle, take the whole thing and bring it near to. That looks better, but it is too high. So we get this whole thing with the holes in, and bring them more to. Yeah. That's good. It can be more to the middle. So that means we take this whole thing here and bring them near to. Same we do here and bring it near to. So I've done that. For me that looks good. We don't build this hole because there later is a screw in. So this thing is done. We grab them and bring them to position. Good. File save. You see we have there the screw in, so we need to build them. Add mesh UV sphere. 24 is okay, so we scale down to that size. We cut the half, so we get your background selection, wood selection, then B for border selection, and then we can delete the half. Then we scale set to bring them down 2, and now we must cut in there this thing there. So we need for boolean on complete closed object, so with F we close that. We take a smooth on it. We apply the rotation scale, object apply rotation scale. Then we set the origin to the geometry, set origin to geometry, and apply that again. So now we need this, we want to cut in that have 6 sides. So we get there add mesh cylinder, but with 6 sides. So we take there 6, and that we want to cut in this part with the boolean. So we look from top that we are middle. A little bit create a thing such like that, and we look that we deep enough in it, so to the half. I think that's good. Now we need the name. The name here is cylinder 001. It is this one, and we need that here, the round stuff. And then we say we take here a boolean on it, and maybe we want to have the difference between that one and our cylinder 001, that one, and that we apply, and then we have this hole in. You see we have shading arrows in it. When we take here edge split on it, then it is gone, and this thing is good. Okay, we done that, so we can move that to second layer. We don't need it in a moment. And here this screw, we can take here the last part and extrude it, so we have more this screw look. Okay, so we bring that to this position 2. Now we want to set them all in the right positions, so that means we must look exactly. We have this here, and thereon should be this one. So we have here to rotate set 180 degrees. So then we bring them top view here to his position, rotate set, scale down, and position it there. We go here a little bit deeper. Then we look at original. Yeah, and there comes the ball in. So top view, bring the ball. I think that should be more leaned. So we rotate that more. So it's like that maybe. Then we can get this one here and return it there too. Grabbing positioning. All in all, that should on the top be smaller. So we scale down, such like that. Get the ball, scale down, plug them into. So we look from the front and we see it's too high, so we get it there. With set, see the wireframe, so we can better position them. And now you see that it is half in two. That is what we want. So we can go back to material mode, and that is near 2 that we want. Scale a little bit more, so just like that, a little bit up, and that is good. And that goes into that one, so we mirror that. So before we do that, we need to apply the rotation scale of the object and set the origin to geometry. Then we can use object mirror interactive, hold middle mouse button, move, and click left to accept. So we have that. We have now top view and rotate it to get this angel there that we need for that. And we don't forget, it must be rotated. I must think now good to get there on the bike. Yeah, so that means when we look from here, we have to rotate that in that direction, so we get here to the local axis of the object. And that isn't enough for this. That isn't heavy stuff. So I look from there, set, then I can rotate that in this direction so that we can plug it onto the bike later. Then we get back to material mode, and now we have the correct position for that. But you see that is all in all too big, so we scale down, top view, grabbing positioning, it's too big too, so we grab it, position it, such like that. Then we need here to go up a little, but it is too big here. So we small that down there. So we get here this whole line here and scale them down. So we have a better size for that. And then we bring it onto the object. Now it is too small, so we make it a little bit more so that it fits like in the reference. Yes, that's good. Then we get here this part, bring it here onto top view. Then we have to apply the rotation scale of it. Set the origin to geometry, rotate set 180 degrees to bring it there. Then we rotate set to that position, grabbing and positioning, and then we have that. Bring that a little bit to down, part, and that should be it. We have here our screw. We bring that onto position 2. Top view. Bring it to position that is there. So scale. Then side view. We have to return, rotate it. Rotate X minus 90 degrees. Then grabbing positioning. Top view. Set for wireframe. Then we can scale it a little. Then we rotate it and bring it into the hole, such like that. Good. The same we can do here for these other holes. So Shift D, make a copy of that, grabbing, positioning, rotate, and position it into the hole. Good. Shift D, make a copy, bring it to the other hole too. And that should be all. We go back to material mode. And we have screws in, and all look fine. We have a wonderful exact version of our mirror for our bike. That is that one here, and we built that, and that is real good stuff. We can handle that later from the angles when we need to rotate it a little or such. That's no problem. So file, save. I'm done with that. So that was the first part. See us in the next part. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.